So I am re-embracing my first love, or getting back with my ex, depending on how you look at it. I'm returning to World of Warcraft. In this video, I'm gonna talk about why. Let's do it. So I think the best place to start is just to briefly discuss my history with World of Warcraft, because most of you, all of you probably don't know. So just to give you a little context for it, I originally started playing World of Warcraft back in vanilla WoW when I was like 11, 12, something like that, 13. I mean, I was young. And so I played vanilla. I didn't raid in vanilla or Burning Crusade, though I still remember going to GameStop for the midnight release of Burning Crusade, my mom driving me to GameStop, and I'm standing there with all these like full-grown adults waiting for Burning Crusade and getting my physical discs and going and installing them on my computer. So leave me a comment below if you went to any of the midnight releases and got the physical discs to go install them on your computers. So I played through vanilla, through Burning Crusade, through Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath is really when I started raiding somewhat heavily, killing the Lich King, all that sort of stuff. Played through Mists of Pandaria. The first expansion that I missed, actually first and only expansion that I missed was a few expansions later in Warlords of Draenor. I missed it completely, didn't play the expansion actually at all. I actually regret it a little bit after the fact, even though obviously it's pretty universally hated. I just wish that I had the experience of hating it with everybody else, but I didn't. But then I came back and I played through Legion, and I actually really enjoyed Legion as a whole, just to give you context for me. And I was fairly excited going into BFA, just to be a part of a brand new expansion again. I was looking forward to it. And I've got to say, my experience overall with BFA, leveling I enjoyed. I think one of the things that Blizzard always does so well is the zone design, the world building that they do, I personally always find incredibly immersive. The art is always incredible, the soundtrack, the music. I was immersed originally in BFA. As I moved into the end game content of Battle for Azeroth, I, like many out there, found myself disappointed and for the most part just not enjoying the game very much. I hated Island Expedition. I hated, I don't even know what they're called, where you went in and like were fighting in the war like on Dark Shore, and I did them so little I don't even remember what they're called. That's how little I liked them. I still enjoyed the Mythic Plus experience from the little that I did it, though to be perfectly honest with you, I just didn't play Battle for Azeroth very much. I did the LFR of the raids and that was literally it. I just couldn't bring myself to invest into the game enough. And then I actually tried to come back at the beginning of 8.3, hoping that they were revitalizing some things, making some shifts, and ended up, I hate the cloak and the grinding of getting the cloak levels up and the whole corruption system for me just, I couldn't play 8.3. I did not enjoy the in-game content that came with Battle for Azeroth as a whole. I don't like to be the negative person that says that, but listen, this is pretty common opinion. I'm not treading new ground here by expressing this. But that's the context that I step into this video with. Die-hard WoW player other than Warlords of Draenor, I was just doing other things in life, and have played every expansion other than that one. I step into this place where I've wanted to step back into the MMO world because I just enjoy MMOs as a whole. And I had the option to play something else. I mean, a lot of the people I know are playing Final Fantasy XIV, and I actually considered it for a little while. Before I talk about why I'm specifically going back to World of Warcraft, I want to talk about why I'm choosing WoW over other options that are on the table that might provide some better features on certain little areas. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason that I'm going back to WoW over some of these others like Final Fantasy Online and things is just I'm way too invested in the WoW universe. I know the lore, I like the characters. I have way too many high-level characters. I'm too invested in the world of Warcraft, to be perfectly honest. And so that's why I've decided, as I look at the MMO landscape, I'm going back to WoW for now. Now that we've covered those, I want to talk about why I am going back to WoW and why I'm actually very, very excited about it. So this may not be reasons that are enough for you to return if you're on the fence about, do I go back, do I go play in 2020, do I return to World of Warcraft? These may not be good enough reasons for you, but I think that they're things you can at least consider, and they are my reasons for going back. So the first is, obviously, we are fairly close to Shadowlands dropping. We are in beta. Beta is happening. I've not played any alpha, any beta at all. I don't have a key because I haven't been actively playing the game. So I'm not doing any of that. But after watching all of the content around Shadowlands, I'm actually excited about this expansion. Now, some of that is just because Blizzard seemed to do this teeter-totter where they do a bad expansion, a good one, a bad one, a good one. And Legion was somewhat subjectively a good expansion, or objectively on other levels. And now BFA has been a poor expansion. And then the hopes is Shadowlands is a good one. But I think there's some reasons beyond just the typical good, bad, good, bad, good, bad sort of cycle that Blizzard seems to go through that make me excited for this particular expansion. I think Blizzard has shown an ability to listen to the community in this development phase more than I've seen them do in any other expansion. They're really, really listening to the player base and making a lot of changes very quickly based on what the beta testers and alpha testers have been saying along the way. So I'm excited to see Blizzard actually listening to the player base. That excites me a lot. I also just enjoy a new expansion. Tons of brand new content. I know that the leveling experience is going to be a blast because for me, it just always is. New zones, new lore, new story. I'm actually very excited about the story in Shadowlands and excited to watch it unfold over the course of my leveling experience and subsequent patches and everything like that. I'm very excited for Torghast. I'm glad that Titan Forging and all of that garbage is finally leaving. I also regret, like I said earlier, missing Warlords of Draenor, so I'm actually excited to experience this expansion and don't want to be on the other end of it wishing that I had played it from launch. And so those are the reasons I'm actually really excited for Shadowlands. I think there's a lot of positive potential here in this expansion. Now, obviously I have concerns just because this past expansion has been poor. I'm a little bit concerned about some of the covenants and being forced into the covenant I want if I want to min-max my character. So that's a little bit concerning, but again, my hopes is that Blizzard keeps listening to the community and making shifts ahead of time so that they don't make choices that are just bad for the game overall. So I'm very positive about Shadowlands. So that's my first reason for returning to WoW now. Now, my second reason for returning to World of Warcraft is pretty specific to me, but maybe this will be encouraging to you or something, I don't know. The second reason I'm returning is community. Now, that's probably surprising to some of you that play the game or have played the game in recent retail years, because one of the things that I think Blizzard has really messed up on is building the community into the game or encouraging community in the game. I'm still, fond of the vanilla World of Warcraft days where you actually cared deeply about what guild you were in. You cared deeply about what realm you were on. You knew the people on the realm that you were on. You had to spend time building a group and building communities to be able to do dungeons. You couldn't just hop in the dungeon finder. I think all of those things were really what made the game one of the things that made the game so immersive back in the day, and we've lost a lot of that flavor. And so when I say that I'm returning for community, that may be surprising, but for me, I'm beginning to build out a community myself. I'm streaming on Twitch now, which, let's just do this. This video is sponsored by my Twitch channel. How about that? I'm sponsoring my own video. So twitch.tv/GraysonHouston. But I have found in playing other games, like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, these other games on stream, it's tough. I can't play with a large percentage of my community because I can only group with a small group of them at a time. And World of Warcraft has so many features that allow large scale community building. And so for me, a big motivation was to get on, build out a guild, build out a community that's raiding, that's doing Mythic Plus, that's helping gear up new players to the game and bring new players into the game. I'm inspired by the idea of rebuilding that sense of community that I always had with World of Warcraft that has been lost due to just mechanics of the game, some of which I even understand and am empathetic to Blizzard for, but I'm gonna do everything I can to rebuild that sense of community. So I'm actually really, really excited to do that. If that's one of the reasons that you're kind of on the fence about coming back to World of Warcraft and you want to be a part of a cool community, hop into the stream. I'm going to primarily be playing on Sargeras, so you can build on there. Alliance on Sargeras is where my primary community is going to be. If you're interested in being a part of a community that's growing, that's a place you can go. I hope to rekindle the flame of community on World of Warcraft. So That's reason number 2 for my return to WoW. Return to my first love, getting back with my ex, the sense of community. Now, reason number 3 for my return is simply the fact that there is just so much to do in a game like this. And this may not be unique to World of Warcraft, but it is an MMO sort of reality. The truth is, when it comes to a game like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, I love those games, but you're doing one thing. Right? You're jumping onto the same map, playing one of the same roles, doing the same stuff every time. The thing about World of Warcraft, especially as I build out my stream and I'm streaming more often and having the opportunity to play games more consistently, is World of Warcraft just offers such an endless world of things to do. From the obvious stuff like PvP, both within the world and in instanced PvP, to raiding, to Mythic Plus, to leveling alts, to gold farming, to professions, to achievement farming, to mount farming, to transmog farming. I mean, there's always something. When you get bored with one aspect of the game, there's always something else that you can go and do in World of Warcraft. And so that's the third reason that I'm just motivated to go back, is I just know there's always something to do. There's always something to engage my community in doing. It's the world of endless opportunities that I am here for. It's the endless opportunities for me, you know? And then the fourth and final reason that I'm going back is just simply nostalgia. I've been playing this game longer than I've played any game. I'm incredibly, like I mentioned earlier, just kind of immersed and invested in the world of Warcraft, in the lore, in the characters, in the sound of music of the soundtrack as you walk into Stormwind. I mean, there's just nostalgia there for me, and it just keeps bringing me back, and I just can't get away. I'm never gonna give you up. I'm not gonna rickroll you, but I could here. The truth just is, WoW has my heart. I'm a bit of a sucker for it. So what can I say? I'm going back. So if you want to go back with me, if you're interested in being a part of a community, like I said earlier, we'd love to have you. My Twitch is linked down below. We got a great community going, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun stepping back into Azeroth and everything that it has for us, everything that entails, I think is gonna be an absolute blast. Thank you guys for checking this video out. I'm gonna continue doing more. Now that I'm playing WoW again, I'm gonna be putting out a lot of World of Warcraft content, actually. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, hit the subscribe button, and I will hit you with more videos very, very soon. Thanks for checking this one out. We'll see you on the next one.